What's up, my Yu-Gi-Oh bros? I'm your host, the one, the only, the RJB0. Welcome to Yu-Gi-Oh! In Business Casual. So as of ARGCS Chicago, I personally believe that we have entered a Tier 0 format. I don't think that there's a deck in the game right now that can keep up effectively with Burning Abyss. Now the question is, how dominant is Burning Abyss over the rest of the format? Well, I personally think that Burning Abyss has surpassed Dragon Rulers in dominance of the format. Now you might say, hey RJ, Burning Abyss has only seen one really freaking good tournament and have effectively only been a Tier 1 deck since they came out, and that's nothing in comparison to Dragon Rulers. However, I would argue that we knew from the beginning that Dragon Rulers were broke. We knew months ahead of time, before the Dragon Rulers came out, that this shit was broke. Burning Abyss was an utter surprise. We didn't see it coming, A, because it wasn't in the OCG, so we didn't get to see what it had done to the OCG, and B, we looked at the cards and we thought these together are kind of awful. It took weeks before Burning Abyss as a deck really caught on. So I think in that way they aren't really comparable to Dragons. We got a lot of time to prepare for the Dragon Ruler format, and by that I mean decide that we're all going to play Dragon Rulers as soon as they came out. Burning Abyss has kind of had to ease into things. They've had to hit their stride, and I think they really have. And I'm going to explain to you why I think that Burning Abyss is a stronger deck in comparison to its meta than Dragon Rulers ever were. Dragon Rulers were famous for their extremely successful setup. That's what they did well. They set up their plays very quickly. They ran through as many cards in their deck as possible so that they would have fodder for the dragons to come back over and over and over again. Burning Abyss, however, does all the same reoccurring of resources without any setup at all. Which means that in a faster format, Burning Abyss will slaughter other decks because they've got speed that the other decks don't. That's why when even in theory Shadows should have an amazing matchup against Burning Abyss seems to beat them almost every time. It's just a matter of speed, and Burning Abyss has Dragon Rulers outmatched in speed in every way in comparison to their format. Both Dragon Rulers and Burning Abyss experienced hard outs. There are Floodgate cards for both decks. Dragon Rulers experience Vanity's Emptiness, Goes in Match, and Imperial Iron Wall, while Burning Abyss experiences things like Vanity and Majesty's Fiend, Vanity's Emptiness, and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. The difference between the two? Burning Abyss has a multitude of answers to all of those hard outs. Dragon Rulers had very few. Essentially, for their first format, their only out to Floodgates were blasters, whereas Burning Abyss has Karma Cut, Phoenix Wing Wind Blast, Fire Lake, and a format that is really conducive to using MST effectively. The reason Dragon Rulers had to set up but Burning Abyss doesn't is because Dragon Rulers had a cost to activate their effects. You had to banish monsters or discard monsters from your hand in order for them to use their effects. Burning Abyss, on the other hand, do not have a cost, and that doesn't just mean that their speed is increased, it also means that their grind game is improved drastically. When you don't have to pay a cost to activate your effects, it's really tough to run yourself out of resources. So what does this all mean? Why should we care that Burning Abyss has surpassed Dragon Rulers in every way? One reason why this is important is because if you're going to a competitive event in the near future, you will have to prepare to be playing against Burning Abyss almost exclusively at the top tables. Also, there's a ban list coming up, and there is a lot of speculation going on as to whether or not Burning Abyss gets hit. And I can think of one deck that recently got hit almost immediately after its primary set came out, and that was Dragon Rulers. Dragon Rulers got about 2 months of dominance, and then Konami hit them hard. Of course, they had a format after that where they continued dominating, but Konami has gotten much more effective in limiting decks' power. So I think that Burning Abyss really has a strong chance of getting hit on the next list just because of the extreme dominance they have over the current format and the amount that they threaten future profit. And that is relevant to tomorrow's video, which is the beginning of the ban list according to Logic video series for January 2014. I am super hyped for this round, and I hope you guys are as well. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. If you didn't, let me know why in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe for more decks, discussion, analysis, and general Yu-Gi-Oh! Shenanigans. Thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, the one, the only, the RJB0, and I got a jet. See ya.